We started rebuilding this century-old Norwegian barn back in the summer, when the days were long and warm. The plan was simple, to get the building weatherproof before the harsh Norwegian winter arrived. But as building schedule always seemed to do, we fell behind. And now, the winter has hit us hard. For a guy with a powerful fear of heights, working on an ice-glazed roof is definitely not ideal. But with the conditions getting worse every single day, we don't really have a choice. We just have to carry on. The race is on to get the building sealed up before the beautiful timber frame takes any damage. So we are in November, and that means that the Norwegian winter is just around the corner. And that is a big problem because our barn don't even have a finished roof yet. But all hope is not lost because I have gotten a new delivery. And so hopefully now we have enough materials to actually finish the roof, so let's get going. So my new circular saw, I really like it. It's lightweight, it's easy to use, but it uses a lot of batteries. And now I've ran out. So I think it's about time to get something a bit more powerful. I've seen many comments saying that it's so nice to see that I have overcome my fear of heights. But to be honest, I have not. And walking up there is not fun at all. Now the harness do help a little bit. It's nice to know that if I do fall off the roof, I will probably survive it, although it will definitely not be a comfortable experience. So let's try not to do that. But anyway, it's going to rain tomorrow, so let's get on with this. So it's morning and it's actually been 1 week since we had to pack up and leave this project. And there is actually 2 reasons we had to do that, and the first one is the sun. Now, although we live in the south half of Norway, we are still at the same latitude as south in Alaska. And that means that during the darkest periods here on the farm, it's only a few hours between sunrise and sunset. And also, as you all know, it rains a lot here, and it has been raining every single day for the last week. But today it's nice and it would be sunny if we had some sun here. And I also needed to go out and get some of these. This is glue for the membrane, and I need this whenever I make what's it called in English again? A splice. You know, when you combine several sheets to make a whole one. If we didn't have this, we would waste a lot of membrane if I could only use a run that would fit the entire way. But anyways, we do have what we need now, and we are burning daylight fast, so we need to continue. Now, just in case you missed it from all the ice I've just showed you, this morning is incredibly cold. And to be honest, I'm not sure this is the best day to be on the roof. Now, the problem with not working on the roof right now is that we have hit a time in the year where it's either going to be like this or it's going to rain. And it will stay like that for at least the next 3 months. So if we want to have a roof, now if it was just cold and dry it would not be a problem, but it's so moist here and that means everything will be covered in ice. So unless I just want to cover this up with a tarp and leave it as it is until spring, which I don't really want to do, we only have one option. So I brought you guys with me up on the roof to show you something that I'm struggling with. This is glue, and these are supposed to stick together when you just push them down. But they don't, because the glue is completely frozen. And also, I need to glue these together with an asphalt glue. But this is also completely frozen. Now I brought with me a heat gun here in the hopes that we can actually get this sealed up, because it's going to rain soon, and actually it's a good possibility that it will snow. So let's just get on with it. So another week came and went. First it was too cold, it was about minus 10 degrees, just too cold to be on the roof, so much ice there. And then it just flipped around and started to rain a lot. But now the sky is kind of blue, and that means, as you can see behind me, it's cold again. This time of year it's always like that. Either it's raining and plus degrees, above freezing, or it's nice weather and below freezing. So that's not ideal, but it's anyway not anything that we can do about it, because that's how it is this time of year. Well, anyways, as you can see next to me, we have some new rolls with membrane for the roof. So this is for the flatter part of the roof, and this is approved for a slope down to only 3 degrees. And that's exactly how much it is on the flat part. So my hopes for this day is that we can lay membrane on the rest of the roof and hopefully get a waterproof roof at the end of this day and remove the tarp. But we will see. Anyways, let's get going. Now during the summer when I was up on the roof, I thought that this is so difficult. It triggered my fear of heights and I really didn't like it. But little did I know how easy I had it back then, because there was no ice on the roof like it is now. I must say that this walkway is a bit scary as it is glazed in ice, because if I slip and fall off this, it's about a 10-meter drop straight down. I think this is just not working. This is taking too long. I will find another way to go. I've used about 20 minutes already and it's still covered in ice. And also I used about an hour to get the tarp off the roof because it was just completely frozen. And we are fast burning daylight now. must say, it really feels like I'm fighting nature here every step on the way. These planks are just glazed in ice. And it is already a new day, and I have already used half today's daylight on tending to the animals and some other stuff. And that's because the days are just so short right now. And the slow progress is kind of frustrating. Now, let's see if we can break this ice. So it's morning, again. Yes, the days are really short right now. And today I'm really early on site, as early as I can. It's still a bit dark outside. And the reason for that is that this evening heavy rain clouds will roll in over the farm. And that means that we need to get a waterproof roof by the end of this day, or I will need to get the tarp back up. And I don't want that because it's so much extra work. And that means we have no time to lose. We need to get on with this right now. Now this may sound strange because it still looks really cold outside, but I'm starting to feel really warm. It's almost like I need to open my jacket. But the reason for that is that it's actually getting warmer. When we started this morning it was about -7 degrees Celsius, and now it has risen to about 2 or 3 degrees Celsius plus. So the reason this is happening is because a warm front is coming from the south with some really heavy clouds and a lot of rain, and it's nearly upon us. And when all this rain hits, I want this roof to be waterproof, and so far it's not, even though it may look like it is. So far these two layers are just pushed against each other, but that doesn't work. Once it rains, it will just go under this layer and into the building. Now we need another layer that will wrap from this one and over the top. So the rain is just around the corner. I can feel the first droplets, and that means we are wrapping up. Right now this is starting to get really slippery because the ice is melting. And for those that aren't familiar with ice, when it's wet it's slippery. If it's really cold, then it's actually not that slippery. And of course I'm trying not to stumble and fall in my safety rope, because that would just be a bit too ironic. So it's a new day and it's been raining really hard all night, and also it's been a lot of wind. Now I would like to see when I came up here that everything was just completely dry, everything is fine, but it's not. It's a lot of wet spots. Now it doesn't necessarily mean that the membrane we laid yesterday is leaking. It could also be the ice that was under the membrane. There was a lot of ice on the roof which I couldn't get all of that removed, and of course now that's melting and that would be turning into water. But it could also be that the membrane is leaking. I don't know. We'll just have to see if this actually dries up or not. And also we will of course definitely have to carry on with laying the roof plates. That will make it a lot better. Now if you are new to this channel and you've just seen this video and you have enjoyed it and you're wondering what are you doing here, well, check out this video to see how it all started.